Welcome to Elf Centered. Today we're going to talk about something I have a lot of opinion on, and that's music. I want to kind of bounce around on a number of topics, which I'll expand on later depending on how people respond to things. Number one, music is subjective. You don't get to tell me that music sucks. I don't get to tell you that music sucks. I'm known for being a goth industrial DJ. I'm also somewhat known in the steampunk DJ field. And yet when people come to my home and hear that I'm listening to electro swing, the Rat Pack, come on, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, classical, a cappella, all sorts of stuff. They wonder what the heck's going on. Just because I DJ a certain genre does not mean I am restricted to that genre. Love what you love. 2, selling out. I swear this term was created by people who were jealous. I can remember the arguments back in the early 90s that Marilyn Manson and Trent Reznor were selling out. No, they were becoming successful. They were making a whole lot of money. I'd love to sell out. Selling out seems to mean that you've got the coin to do whatever the hell you want to do, and you can ignore all the people that say, well, 3, labels. I remember hearing that the digital age was going to make labels go away. Not so. And it's because of greed. Really, labels do good things. They do things for which they get bad reputations for. But honestly, labels are going to continue to be somewhat useful and sell you services that you may or may not need. Be independent, go on a label, whatever works for you. 4, guilty pleasures. Why the hell do you feel guilty? Really, if you get pleasure in it, guilt, useless emotion. Whatever you want to listen to is great. I love Everybody by the Backstreet Boys. Everybody! I listen to Hathaway's What Is Love. I absolutely adore Big and Rich, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. It's all fun music. There are things I don't like. I'm not big into gangster rap. I'm not big into hip hop. But other than that, and that's my personal preference. That should not impact your life whatsoever. 5, the digital age. Welcome to it. It's got a lot of good things going for it, a lot of access to music, and a lot of bad things. Piracy is an arms race. You find ways to make it impossible to pirate music, and people out there are going to find ways to, get around your defenses and get it anyways. A very well-known and very popular musician once said to me that if somebody likes a couple of their songs, they may buy the album. If somebody loves everything they do, they're going to download the entire discography for free. We need to adapt, not fight. Money. People thought that digital, it's cheaper and easier, and so artists will make more money. Yeah, that's proven to be patently false. Kickstarter. I have seen so many artists kick the artists who use Kickstarter. Go get 2 jobs, do it the way I used to do it. You know what? I don't trudge uphill to school in 6-foot deep snow both ways every day anymore. If there's an easier way of doing it, yes, Kickstarter is difficult. There are very few artists who are incredibly successful on Kickstarter, but applaud them for finding something new and wonderful that's useful. Support, thank you. Remember what you post, and this goes out to DJs and musicians and club owners. In the digital age, once it hits the internet, it is there forever. If you trash people, we're going to be talking about that forever, because for some reason drama in the music scenes, particularly the alternative scenes, is a religion. Live music. I can only speak to Ontario, really. I have traveled and been all over North America to DJ, but I can really only speak to what I see consistently up here. I do talk to DJs and musicians in Europe and South America and the United States and all over the place, Asia, about what their scenes are like, and it fascinates me. But the live music scene in Ontario, they're a very fickle audience to begin with. The big thing is for clothing. They will spend $300-400 on a pair of boots, a corset, a coat, and whine about the fact that they have to spend $10 to go see a band that they love. I get this kind of. It's your chance to peacock, to be seen as the beautiful person among your crowd, to show off, to make a great first impression. Clubs are all about picking up people. I don't care if you say they're the worst place in the world to do so. People still try constantly, and it still works fairly regularly. But The only time the numbers seem to come out to clubs is either when they're new, hey, here's something great and new, come on out and check it out, or when they're about to die. It's the going out of business sale, it's the fire sale. The number of people I see that pack clubs in the last few years that are, oh well, you know what, we're just not making the rent, we're going to have to close in the next month, and suddenly the place is solidly packed with people going, oh, I remember when it was in its heyday, where were you? You know what? Instead of spending all of your money in one big blowout, spend a little money every couple of weeks. Go, show some support. The club will continue then. You won't have to worry about memories and pictures. You'll still have the living experience. Numbers. And this, in clubs it makes sense. You need certain numbers to get in to pay your employees. And people do like to make money. The musicians like to make money. Everybody likes to make money. It's called paying the rent and feeding your face. Numbers on certain social media sites, I don't get that. You know, oh, we're so close to 500, come on and like us. I will like you if I like you. If I like what you do, if I like what I hear. I'm not going to join you and like you because you want to make 500 people or 1,000 people or 1,500. It makes no sense to me. Support. Really. All I hear is, why, the scene is not what it used to be. Yeah, that's because you're not out there giving it the support. I have been asked to bring bands into Ottawa on several occasions. The previous gentleman who handled the goth industrial scene and the live bands in Ottawa was pretty amazing. He spent a lot of money on it. I look at it a little differently. It's not just a place to expose people to new music, to give them joy and wonder and fun, but it's also an investment. I'm not here to lose money. I don't have to bring you bands. I want to at least break even, for God's sake, so that I can have some fun and not go home poor at the end of the day. You don't want to be poor. I don't want to be poor. It goes all around. Point 7. Discuss this at your leisure. It was the 70s. We make jokes about it now, but we owe a whole lot to disco, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, my last bit is all about DJs. First of all, there are some people, including my business partner, who believes that DJs are record player players. You hit a button, you go. This is not true. DJing takes both talent and skill. Talent is what you have inherently, skill is what you learn. It's not just what to play and how to blend it, how to beat match, that's one trick, and if you want to be a one-trick pony, well, okay, fine. And that's the science of it, but when to play it, and how to mix it in, and what you're saying with your music, and how to take the crowd from a point and build it up, and then drop it down and build it up again, and make them sweat. Bands. It's wonderful if you do a CD release party and you play and you give away 5 CDs to people by random draw from door tickets. It's fantastic if you contact the radio station and say, play our song, and the third caller in gets a free CD or a free digital download. Do you know who you should be giving free music to? It's the DJs. Do you know who exposes your music to people? It's not the social sites. It's not the music sites. A lot of them are like, if you like this, you like something similar. Sometimes that works. A lot of them are like, hey, advertise in. Sometimes that works. DJs. DJs will bring your music to crowds everywhere. DJs should play new stuff. Don't just sit on the old stuff. The old stuff is great, and that's what a lot of club goers want. But play the new stuff. Take a chance. If you blend it in right, people will love it. Giving the music to the DJs, listen to the DJs. DJs are one of the most honest sources of feedback you'll have. If it doesn't pack a floor, they'll tell you. It's not clubbable. They're going to tell you what people want to hear out there. Now, there's also music for reading and relaxing in a candle-lit bubble bath and, you know, kind of in the car and stuff. But really, clubs are an excellent place to introduce people to new music. Bands, you want your music you get out there, give it to DJs. And when DJs talk about stuff, everybody gets all over it. DJs, here's my challenge to you. Pick a new genre, go DJ it. Book yourself into a night as an opening DJ in something you've never played in before. I hear far too often DJs saying, well, you know, I play genre A, and this guy from genre B contacted me about doing his night, but I don't have 400 hours to learn all the new music. And screw that. Satan's little tulips. Really? Honestly, this is what we're going with? I have crossed genre I have played. I've played pretty much every party except for rap and hip hop. Again, which they're not my thing. I played country and western nights. And 400 hours, really? You've got the talent and skill, you've got the tools. The internet gives you excellent sources of introduction. I can prep for a genre I've never played in before in about, I'd say, between 20 and 40 hours of work, depending. And I'll be ready to go for the entire night as the only DJ. 5-6 hours. We're talking being a guest DJ. What's that? Hour? 90 minutes? Challenge yourself. Playing the same old all the time? Scene's got to grow. Things got to evolve. Go out and have some fun. Support your local scene. And those who are making the scene, give them something worth supporting. To quote a very excellent man, a good friend of mine, and just a wonderful musician, demand better on both sides.